This is Edo Executive Platform. Right Honorable Paul Ohonbamu, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Sir Tony Aghedo, you are welcome. My Honorable, you are welcome to the program. Could you please give us a brief assessment of this government, barely 1 year in office?
The desired goal is to ensure that the people take possession and ownership of policies and programs of government.
It is your duty to create wealth and employment. And how does it feel to wear this very big shoe?
It's Herculean, it's challenging, but I believe very strongly that we'll be able to overcome.
Would you say that the government has done well in its public enlightenment campaign?
Every child in Edo State, even primary school children, if you ask who is where can see government, tell me Governor Obaseki.
I will commit myself to them, and I'll use every ounce of strength that God has given me to work for my people of Edo State.
This is Edo Executive Platform, a program that is designed to bring to bear the policies and programs of Edo State government under the leadership of Mr. Godwin Obaseki. It will also provide accurate information about the developmental strides of the government in all the sectors of the state. And as the program unfolds, it will afford the viewer, Edo people, and residents in the state the opportunity to air their views and contribute to the development conversation. With me on the maiden edition of the program is the Honorable Commissioner for Communication and Orientation, Right Honorable Paul Ohonbamu, a lawyer by profession, and of course, a former member of the Edo State House of Assembly. My Honorable, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
And my second guest is Sir Anthony Aghedo, a businessman, an avid golfer, and past captain of the golf and billiard sections of the Benin Club, and of course, a past vice president. Sir Tony Aghedo, you are welcome to the program.
It's my pleasure to be here.
And my name is Habiba Oyege Oyare Wayoranko for the program. You are welcome. My first question will be directed at my Honorable Commissioner. Sir, could you please give us a brief assessment of this government, barely 1 year in office? And we also want to know the sector that has gotten the most attention.
Thank you very much. The government for this past 1 year has done a lot. It has been seamless movement in terms of development and giving back to the people in line with Jeremy Bentham's utilitarian value of governance. That greatest happiness to the greatest number. And the government has done this efficiently and noiselessly. This is why many people may not know the extent we have gone. We don't believe in propaganda. This government believes that you can, win through action and not arguments. So we'll continue to demonstrate and not explicate. Only when it's necessary, then we explicate. But by and large, the government has touched so many areas, particularly the area of economic revolution, diversifying the economy now that we approach the end of oil. Opened up the area in agriculture so that people can be engaged and widen the space in terms of revenue generation. And when we talk of agriculture, we are particular about those whose hands really fertilize the womb of the earth. That is the real farmers. So this government has done that. The infrastructural development, enhancement, the roads, network, and the government has done a lot of road networks. And if not for the rains, we should be counting over 100, which some governments cannot do in 4 years. The whole essence is to ensure that the people are not driven to desperate solution. This government cannot constitute mortal damage and threat to the citizens.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, Sir Tony Aghedo, would you like to give us an assessment of this government?
Yeah, why not? Because I am not a politician, I'm not in party politics. I've been in Edo State for so many years now, and trying to corroborate what the commissioner just said. I think the administration of Godwin Obaseki, the last 11 months, has done what some administration has not done in this state for 4 years. I'm able to say, just like rightly said, it's been so, right from the very first day he took over, I think by the second day he hit the ground running, went into road reconstruction, brought in this cement that wouldn't, even though the Adam Oshomole did use cement in some areas when he was there, like Boundary Road, Adeya, and some other places, which of course has stood the test of time in spite of the rain. He went in and he did so much. The rain, unfortunately, sort of as soon as they are walking, the rain is wiping out what they are doing. It's not as if the job is substandard. When you have to work with bitumen, as soon as you pour and it rains immediately, it can't stand the test of time. He's done so many roads in Benin City, in Edo State. So much road. He's giving so much attention to roads. Governor Obaseki, in 11 months, that is able to clear ring roads without police, is able to clear Way, Oba Market Road, New Benin, that you can drive through these places and you will not see anybody chasing you. I think in 1 year, he has brought finance into governance. You cannot come to drive through Edo State without fear of being molested or harassed by the government police. When they see your foreign number, they just hunt you down, they take you in their car, take you somewhere. Minister of Works, you pay there, it goes to nobody. I think he has brought a new dimension to governance. And I think Edo people are very proud of him.
Thank you very much. Now, Honorable, you see, education is very key to orientation. Now, how much of a public enlightenment campaign is this government doing to probably bring in the people at the grassroots to join the development train?
Thank you very much. For every policy of government or program, there is this, awareness campaign government carries out. The whole essence is to take information, government work to the doorstep of the ordinary Edo person. And the net effect of this is for the Edo people to internalize what is done and what policy, is being carried out by the government through the print media, electronic, even social media. But we are, slow about social media because of the concomitant effects. Of course, unlike the conventional media that has creed and the rest, social media, they go overboard at times. This is why Wole Soyinka described it as a promiscuous facilitator. So we are careful with that. But by and large, every step the government takes, one way or the other, even though we don't want propaganda, there is a way and manner we transmit it to the people, especially critical areas, education. The government has said it's a policy that basic education must be attended to. And the whole essence of this is to ensure that since it's the basis that informs the superstructure, rather than attending to things up, merely addressing the symptoms or problems, there's the need for us to attend to the structural foundation of that problem. So that once that is done, you know that all development and movement will be seamless. The government also makes as policy the health sector that it must be primary health care. And the OSN, we try as much as to ensure that the people are aware the net benefits of this. Over 70% of the health concerns government believe will be solved once you attend to the primary health, and there will be less burden on the secondary and tertiary health sector. The government has done this by even, sending to the House of Assembly our own Edo State Health Bill to sort of domesticate the National Health Law, National Health Act of the National Assembly. When this is done, then you talk of contributory health, scheme, where apart from the people, the government, individuals, corporate bodies can contribute to develop the health sector. So these are some of the critical areas. And you must realize too that some of these areas form part of the systematic pillars of this administration. The infrastructural development, economic revolution, as well as the arts, culture, and tourism areas.
Satoni, would you say that the government has done well in its public enlightenment campaign?
I wouldn't say, just like the commissioner rightly said, Like you said, depends on the man who's at the helm. It's a man who wants to be seen doing something, doesn't like too much of talk. It's working, it's not blowing trumpet about it. That's why, that's why, they now nickname the every child in Edo State, even primary school children, if you ask where can see governor, they tell you it's Governor Obaseki. You just see things for yourself. The man doesn't talk, he doesn't talk about it. He will not tell you, oh, this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to know. You come and see it yourself and give him the credit for it. So that's why the place I mentioned just now, nobody in his widest imagination would have thought anybody could do. I mean, there's no police that is forcing it. So it's not blowing his trumpet. And after doing it, you don't even hear it in the news that this is what we have done. The administration is not singing about it. Oh, we've cleared New Benin, we've cleared Ring Road, we've cleared Way and all the rest. He just wants you to see what he's doing. I think it is good for the Honorable Commissioner who is here to tell the people, because not everybody has access to this, can come to Benin or see what is happening. Even though when you say, some people will not still say it's a lie, but let the people know. We are seeing it, it's very visible. So sometimes it's good to blow your trumpet, because late Father Wifo, blessed memory, said, if you don't say I am, nobody will say that art. So you have to tell the people what you are doing.
All right. Now, talking about this public enlightenment campaign, we are hearing of a town hall meeting and other engagements that are coming up. And of course, you are going to be meeting with the likes of market women and other stakeholders. Is this a deliberate attempt to, blow your trumpet?
I think the net effect of everything, the desired goal, is to ensure that the people take possession and ownership of policies and programs of government, not necessarily blowing trumpet now. When they internalize and know what the government is doing, almost invariably we tell the people anything we say is backed with visibility. You see it on ground. No official or member of ESCO in this administration will go out to say our government will do this tomorrow. That one is forbidden. But we like to point to the fact that it has been done. So that is the whole essence. They take possession and ownership of it. So many areas, the market women, labor union and the rest, we have met with them and bringing them into, governance. As he has said, what this governor has done is to bring hygiene and sanity into governance. You should realize that all what has been happening, clearing of ring roads and Lagos Street and all other areas that have been cluttered around by these area boys, social neglect and the rest. It is the objective condition that will make anybody take certain action. Every normal human being must have an internal logos for self-evaluation. For this governor, he believes that you don't make a noise and let me have the will to do anything, and he carries it out. With his action, we begin to quarrel with the statement by Barack Obama that what developing countries need is not strong members, strong institutions. We say that what we need in developing countries like Nigeria is both a strong man and strong institution. So I tell you that Obaseki is a strong man. This is why when he does anything, he goes down. People can complain, some interpret it the way they want, some bring out distorted facts, and some spread, carry around all disinformation. But that is where we come in to correct all these things.
All right, maybe very soon we are going to be referring to Mr. Godwin Obaseki as an institution. If you are just joining us, we are on to Edo Executive Platform, which is coming to you from this station. We shall be back. Stay with us.
I will commit myself to them, and I'll use every ounce of strength that God has given me to work for my people of Edo State.
All right, you are welcome back to Edo Executive Platform. I still have the Honorable Commissioner for Communications and Orientation, Paul Ohonbamu. Thank you for still being with us. And of course, I still have his son, Tony Aghedo, in the studio. Honorable, how have you been able to manage the rumor mills that have been churning the social media with derogatory information?
Thank you very much. Of course, you know that the war with opposition, when you are a dominant party, is normally not a battle but war. They go to any extent to ensure that they smear your good name and all your positive tendencies. But one way or the other, you have an escape route through good conduct and purposeful performance. We have told them, I meet with opposition, I meet with the press, that anything I am not saying embellish the truth for us. Because when you embellish, it shows that there's something lacking, which we want to put for people to see. We don't need condiments to give flavor to whatever we are doing. Because what we are doing, you see, is visible. If you don't see it, don't say anything about it. In any case, anything that is not seen cannot be accounted for. So that has been our own, policy. And continuously, they say the government has failed, it's not doing anything. Of course, you expect that from an opposition party that is known for massive, failure, because they are unable to interrogate why, in spite of the, fortune they had in their time, but they could not touch the lives of the ordinary people. In their time, we had serious primitive accumulation going on. We had arrogance of power. We had trivialization of people's rights. Rights that should belong to the people was being privatized by one big man and his ethnic jingoists and cabal of crooks. We knew then. And now that everything has been altered, they are not comfortable with change. And you know too that when you are carrying out reformation or renovation, changing the mindset of people is always difficult because it can lead to a revolt. They are not. They want that. They want to hold tenaciously to that accommodation of the old, what they are used to. So this government tries as much as possible to give them the impression that we still hold to this old order, but with improvements. We want to carry out improvements on all these things. For example, when government says we cannot beautify area boy, any area boy we cannot beautify, we cannot negotiate with criminals. Of course, once you do that, then you have sold the birthright of the people to be free. So the government cannot do that. The government has said, now things must be done well, and you must earn or deserve your wages. So that indirectly, the government is also re-emphasizing what Mahatma Gandhi quarreled about in India as some of the social ills. That is wealth without work. Government says you must work for you to earn a living. You must work. And he has also said that whoever does anything wrong, any infraction on rules or laws, will face the music.
All right. Sir Tony Aghedo, you will agree with me that the people that are waging this media war and, of course, giving out derogatory information are not only on the social media. We have them virtually everywhere. Now, what would you do, or how do you feel as a social commentator regarding this misinformation of the general public, regarding the good job that this government is doing?
Yeah, you see, the man with the vision and the mission must not be distracted by rumors and things people say about you. When you do good things that benefit the masses, very few don't like it. If you get distracted with what people are saying, most of people saying it, they are all faceless. You know, this social media thing has come to do so much damage. You will recall, they do, is it social media? They go Photoshop, put you where you are not, and do all sort of things. I mean, we wouldn't have had it so bad, than what we had when Buhari was campaigning. You saw the things that were said. After Obaseki came, even before he came, we were told he didn't go to school. is only class 3. If he allowed that to now, if he sits to start thinking of what they are saying about him, he will not have any vision for what he wants to do. You let them talk. Just go ahead and do what you're doing. You can't stop them. You can't go to court because the whole damn thing is faceless. But I think sometimes we overdo things. You just see plain truth and turn it around. You see a man doing something, you, instead of it to appreciate and commend him for it, you just find another name for it. I don't know, sincerely, I get sick. Sometimes I tell myself, I think I want to really quit this social media thing. Let me just make my phone calls, SMS. Because you see some, you are sick, some I don't bother to read, I just wipe. So the governor must not be distracted. He should ignore them. They say, you know, we told that, you know, silence is the best answer to a fool. If they're saying it and you are not answering, it's only when you take time, okay, Honorable Commissioner, go and answer them. Then you are now, they are glorified. So you just ignore them, let him do what he's doing, because I've not sincerely within what I've seen. I go to places, the other day I went to country home, down Ugbo. There's construction going on all over the place. I keep asking myself, you know, when Oshomoleke, we say Edo State has become a construction site. It's even much more than we saw. But and I'm damn too sure that the man knows what he's doing, so he's not getting distracted. Whatever people are saying about him, whether I ask myself, how is this man getting the money he's using? Oil revenue has fallen so drastically. We're among maybe about the 6th or 7th among the oil producing states, so at 13% does not even amount to anything. And yet work is going on, salary is being paid, and yet you say the man is doing nothing.
Maybe he's very prudent.
Goodness me, for goodness sake, I think then you commend him. For once, give it to him that the guy is trying.
All right, talking about giving it to the governor, he has also said that he's going to revamp the Edo Broadcasting Service and the Observer newspaper to deliver better quality service. Now, what should we expect from these media houses?
Thank you very much. In fact, adding to what he said, when he came on board and said he was going to revamp the Nigerian Observer, the newspaper, and EBS, the opposition went out to say he wants to sell, privatize these bodies. And it took us great ceremony to tell them that nothing like that, and that the governor is taking his time. He's a systematic person. He does not do things without planning. And he has said the Observer and EBS must compete with, you know, other non- and international broadcast houses, like the channels, AITs, CNN, and all of that. And he always wants the best. He does not want anything that is non-total. So he has said he's bent on doing that, and he still reiterated it 2 weeks ago for EBS and Observer. If you look at Observer, most of the equipment there were, you know, retooled over 20 years ago. Of course, Observer was created in 1968, and that was when they bought all the equipment. Up to date, nothing has been done, or obsolete. And this is why even the printing press, the printing press that should be responsible in printing government securities and all like certificate of occupancy, and is also moribund because the equipment there. So the government is taking them one after the other. You cannot just face all the problems once. It's just like this issue of road construction. You can see that when Oshomole came, after the years of low cost of the PDP, Oshomole ensured he opened the floodgates of, you know, development and performance. And this is why Godwin Obaseki has a sound foundation to build on, because Oshomole is a development warrior. And in terms of getting money to do things, you should know that the governor of this state, Godwin Obaseki, in terms of wealth creation and revenue generation, his activities can render bees honeyless. If they were to be Olympics events, he will win gold because he has the capacity, he has the knowledge to do all this. What I'm saying in essence is successive governments can face one sector and perform creditably, Edo State will move within the next 10, 20 years. We are talking of quick wins, short-term, successes. Then where will we be in Edo State the next 15 years? These are the issues the governor is concerned about.
Sir Anthony Aghedo, would you briefly tell us if you are happy about the repackaging of the two media houses, talking about the Observer and, of course, the Edo Broadcasting Service?
Yeah, I'll recall, like in 1968, that the said Observer was set up. Observer was one of the best newspaper in this country. They even had a chopper. I mean, they had a plane that they used in distributing Observer when Ohonbamu set it up. It was one of the best. Observer was the first choice of any paper you want to buy before you start buying Daily Times and the other. It was circulated around the whole of this country. EBS, if you go a little bit outside Benin now, you can't get EBS. You get ITV, you get AIT, you get the others. Our Edo State, our own, the one they call our own, we can't get it outside in the villages. Though it has improved now, they've been working on it with their booster station at in Edo North, so please, there's nothing wrong if Observer is now made to compete with Vanguard, the Guardian, Punch. Look at Tribune that has been there now all of time. I'm not sure you were born then when Tribune was. It's still there, So, but I think government, to me, I don't think government has no business in business. Like Oshomole used to say, I mean, government can only create the enabling environment. Spending money for Observer and they cannot run on their own. Okay, they can set it up, but let people run it, let it be on its own.
So they should repackage
it. Repackage it, and then there's no machine there. Now go there now. They are obsolete machines. They can't do anything. Even if you see the copy of Observer and if they put it out for you, you will not buy. After this event we had in Benin Club the other day, I got Observer. I called my wife and said, "What Observer? What are you doing with Observer?" I said, "I didn't buy it, they gave it to me." So please, and whatever paper they are using, they should try and buy where others are buying their whatever they used to print it.
Okay, thank God we are going to revamp the Edo Broadcasting Service and, of course, the Observer newspaper. With that, we've come to the end of today's edition, of course, which is the maiden edition of the program, Edo Executive Platform. And we'd like to say a big thank you to the Honorable Commissioner for Communication and Reorientation, Right Honorable Paul Ohonbamu, a former member of the Edo State House of Assembly and a lawyer by profession. Thank you so very much for coming.
Thank you.
And Sir Anthony Aghedo, a private businessman and a past vice captain of the Benin Club, and of course an avid golfer. Thank you so very much, sir, for coming on the program.
My pleasure.
And I'm sure if we call on you again, you will oblige us.
Sure will. All
right, Obaseki say is a man that has brought the hands to fertilize the womb of the earth. With that, I will say thank you so very much for joining us. My name is Habiba Oyege Oyarekwa. Please watch out for another edition.
But I believe very strongly that we'll be able to overcome.
Would you say that the government has done well in its public enlightenment campaign?
Every child in Edo State, even primary school children, if you ask who is where can state government, tell me Governor Obaseki.
I will commit myself to them, and I will use every ounce of strength that God has given me to work for my people of Edo State.